JPY is the abbreviation for the Japanese yen, the currency of Japan. The yen is often represented with a symbol that looks like the capital letter Y with two horizontal dashes through the center. Yen. The Japanese yen is the world's third most traded currency, behind the US dollar and the euro. The yen, usually a safe haven during times of market stress, dropped to 24-year lows against the dollar in mid-2022. The yen's drop was fueled by the refusal of the Bank of Japan, BOJ, to follow other central banks in raising interest rates. The BOJ has set a 2% inflation target for Japan following decades of economically damaging deflation. The Japanese yen is the third most traded currency in the foreign exchange market after the US dollar, USD, and the euro. The yen figured in trades accounting for 16.8% of foreign currency trading turnover in a 2019 survey, compared with more than 88.3% for the dollar and 32.3% for the euro. The yen is also a distant third behind the US dollar and the euro as the denomination of official foreign exchange reserves, with the reserves held in dollars exceeding those in yen more than tenfold as of Q4 2021. Japan's current account surplus stemming from its role as a major net exporter limits the accumulation of yen by foreign central banks. Coins worth 1, 5, 10, 50, 100, and 500 yen are in circulation alongside 1,000 yen, 2,000 yen, 5,000 yen, and 10,000 yen banknotes. The Japanese count sums in multiples of 10,000 yen rather than 1,000 as in the West with US dollars or euros. Some Japanese yen banknote denominations are scheduled for a redesign by 2024. The new 10,000 yen note is to feature Eiichi Shibusawa, a Japanese industrialist in the 19th and early 20th centuries known as the father of Japanese capitalism. The 5,000 yen note will feature Yumiko Suda, who founded Suda University in Tokyo, pioneering women's education. The new 1,000 yen note will honor the medical scientist Shibasaburo Kitasato. The new bills will incorporate 3D holograms. The yen's name is a derivative of en, the Japanese term for circle, or round object that itself is derived from yuan, a Chinese term for imported silver coins. The Meiji government adopted the yen in 1871, replacing the metal coinage of the Tokugawa shogunate that preceded it as well as the patchwork of paper scrip, issued by many of the country's feudal lords. The Bank of Japan, BOJ, was created in 1882 as a central bank, and granted sole power to issue currency in 1884, producing its first yen banknote the following year. After a period of steady devaluation against the Canadian and US dollars, Japan followed the US and Canada by adopting the gold standard in 1897. World War II destroyed the value of the yen, and U.S. occupation authorities after the war imposed a complex web of regulated exchange rates, while steadily depreciating the yen against the dollar amid rapid inflation. The yen's value was pegged to the dollar in 1949, but allowed to float in 1973 following the collapse of the Bretton Woods system of fixed currency exchange rates. The 1985 Plaza Accord Agreement led to the managed depreciation of the US dollar, that more than doubled the value of the Japanese yen against the dollar by 1988, from 239 yen to 123 yen per $1. After decades of ensuing deflation, the BOJ has set a 2% inflation target and pursued an aggressive quantitative easing program. The Japanese yen has long been considered a safe haven. The currency often appreciates in value during periods of risk aversion in financial markets. Low domestic interest rates in Japan amid deflation have encouraged the country's financial institutions and households to seek out higher yields overseas, a tendency known as the carry trade. When such investment flows reverse in times of market stress, the yen has tended to gain on the US dollar. In mid-2022, however, the JPY slumped to a 24-year low against the US dollar as the BOJ kept its policy rate near zero while the Federal Reserve raised the federal funds rate to fight high inflation. Rising consumer prices aggravated by the yen's decline had become a political issue in Japan ahead of national elections. Currency traders have been betting the Bank of Japan will keep its policy rate near zero despite rising inflation. The BOJ had acquired more than half of Japan's government bonds, outstanding by June 2022, in an effort to cap long-term interest rates in order to promote growth. To convert JPY to USD, divide the sum in Japanese yen by the yen's current exchange rate against the US dollar. As of January 11, 2023, the US dollar to Japanese yen exchange rate is 132.58 yen per US dollar. 10,000 yen is worth about $75.43. Thank you for watching.